thought that we should celebrate our men in PayU, should hear their stories, have conversations with them. Today, we have a very, very special person with us. Welcome, Prashanth, and thank you so much for joining us today. If you had any male role model that you looked up to, what was the inspiration that you drew from that person?
The early years of my life, my dad was my biggest inspiration. My dad was a very disciplined man, very punctual, very well put together, right? My uncle, my mom's brother, was actually a huge inspiration. And every time I'd visit him, he would always, I was just in awe of, what he was doing. The third male, inspiration was the CEO of my first startup. Taught me the ropes of, building a company.
A recent survey that was done, a UK-based survey, it showed that about, they did it with 2,000 working dads, and it said that more than 60% of the working fathers, their biggest source of tension is leaving the workplace on time. So as a working dad, you tell us how do we normalize these kind of conversations?
Men don't think it's appropriate to talk about familial kind of challenges and balancing of familial activities with work. We all have our fair share to do, but we just don't think that's the conversation that is expected to be had. If there is ever a case where a male employee wants to stay home to take care of the kids or a baby while his wife or partner is looking to go back to work, I think I would love to support that. I think that's very much should be the acceptable choice.
Could you give us one advice for all the men watching this episode on how to keep their well-being quotient high?
We have to be able to express ourselves. We have to shed a tear, because not only does the tear change the chemical balance in our brain, which allows us to then calm down, but it also allows us to kind of seek help, right? And that seeking of help can fundamentally change outcomes, right? It's not a sign of weakness to be expressive. It's not a sign of weakness to cry. I think, yes, I absolutely agree, because I have also lost people in my family because they just simply do not know how to speak their mind, to express what they're going through. And had they just done that, they'd still be with us. So I do think there's always someone there to love you, male or female. I think you should just find yourself someone to express yourself with.
How do you think we can, remove these biases, these stereotypes?
I think the world, and I don't think most, but I think again some have confused gender equality and gender equity. We do have to understand that the female gender has had, or historically, and socially been disadvantaged for generations. So I think it's gender equity that's actually of more importance. And if we achieve gender equity, I think the outcomes will kind of speak for themselves, right?
Thank you so much, Prashanth, for actually joining us today. And it's always a pleasure hosting you, always a pleasure talking to you. And as Vin Diesel puts it, being male is a matter of birth, being a man is a matter of age, but being a gentleman is a matter of choice.